always just gotta shake the hair, you know? Like, if you want more volume, just woo. But see, like, it's just looking crazy. Ignore the hair. We're gonna have to do something about it eventually. Not today, though. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to show you how I eat 150 grams of protein every single day and how fucking easy it is to actually do this. I used to think that it's so hard to get your protein intake in. It's not. Believe me, it's really not. I'm going to give you a very simple formula of how to break it down, give you some options of what you can eat, and also put you on like some really good high protein snacks. All right, so in this video, I'm not going to really explain why or how much protein you should be eating. Essentially, though, you want to eat from like 0.7 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. There are studies that show it can be more effective even higher than that. Some people eat like 1.5 to 1.7 grams of protein per their body weight. Some people eat way more than that. Like I know people who are doing shows and stuff eat a lot more protein. It really just depends on you and what your body needs. But the way that I see it, I rather overshoot and be okay. Like make sure that I have enough rather than like kind of undershoot. And I think a lot of the times we think we're eating more protein than we actually are, which is why it's important to track. I currently weigh like 130 pounds and I'm eating 150 grams of protein. Like I said, I want to have like that extra room just in case. At the end of the day, like you need protein because when you are working out and you're breaking down your muscles, essentially your muscles now need to repair themselves. And how are they going to repair themselves if you don't have enough protein? They won't. Without enough protein, your muscles are not going to grow. And I'm not going to get into like the science aspect of any of that. I'll link a couple videos below if you kind of want to like figure out like what your optimal protein range is. However, you can stick in the range that I kind of suggested. Regardless though, I'm talking about 150 grams of protein today. Yes, you can add more to this diet. Yes, you can take away some if you don't want to eat as much, but let's just get straight into it. If I'm eating 150 grams of protein a day, I like to kind of break that up amongst my meals. So I eat 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then I have snacks like here and there. However, I know that I can't break up that 150 grams into equal portions for all of my meals because some meals I just don't get enough protein. For example, breakfast. I'm not a really big breakfast eater. I kind of hate eating in the morning. I'll still eat, but I don't think that I'll get enough protein in there. So if I were to break up that 150 into 4 different meals throughout the day, I would need about like 35 grams of protein per meal. However, I'm not getting 35 grams of protein for breakfast. So because I kind of undershoot my protein in breakfast, I'm going to make that up in my lunch, dinner, and especially in my snacks. Essentially, I like to try to get around 25 grams of protein in my breakfast, and then around 35 to 40 grams of protein in my lunch and in my dinner, and then around 55 grams of protein in my snacks. And you may think, okay, like why are you getting so much protein from your snacks? And the reason is because my protein shake is part of my snacks. And that is like, that's extremely high protein. And it's just easy to kind of get in all of that as a snack. I don't really consider that a meal. Right, so let's first get into breakfast. So essentially, I'm going to show you guys a couple different meals of like what I typically eat and like give you some sort of protein tips. So like I said, I'm aiming for around 25 grams of protein for breakfast. That can look like this meal number one. So meal number one is something that I eat pretty often. It is essentially like a breakfast sandwich. So I have a bagel as my base. And honestly, bagels are super sleeper. Like they have like 8 to 10 grams of protein. You can find some that have even more, which is crazy. With my bagel, I have an egg. I could honestly eat 2, but I just prefer to have one. One egg is around 6 grams of protein. Then I always have some sort of protein source. So I like to eat this like smoked meat that I get from this Serbian shop. It's kind of like prosciutto, but it's not. However, you can put bacon, you can put another type of deli meat, whatever you want. This is roughly around like 7 to 10 grams of protein. And then if we add like all the little miscellaneous things, like sometimes I'll put cheese on there, the hash brown, whatever else, it ends up being roughly around 23 to 25 grams of protein, which kind of fits that target of what I want. And it's still pretty filling. Like I always eat like additional things on the side, like some fruits and stuff to feel more satiated. However, this works for me. And this is a perfect way to start the day with a high protein meal. Second meal that I eat often is a bagel with smoked salmon. So once again, bagels just have a lot of protein. So honestly, even if you wanted to just eat this with like peanut butter and jelly or make some sort of like bagel sandwich with some other meats, cheeses, whatever. But I prefer it with smoked salmon. So I buy this pack of salmon from Costco, and honestly it's pretty pricey. It's like 30 bucks for 10 slices, and I eat like one entire like package for a meal, and there's 18 grams of protein per salmon package plus the 10 grams from the bagel, adding a couple grams from the cream cheese. So essentially this meal turns out to be around 30 grams of protein, which is perfect for breakfast. It's pretty filling, and honestly if you love salmon, you're gonna like the smoked salmon. Like I said, it is a little pricey. It ends up being like $3 a slice. However, it's worth it. I don't eat it that often. Like I'll maybe eat it like once a week. So if I buy this pack of 10, it lasts me 2 months essentially. Then a third meal. So I'm not a huge like sweet person when it comes to breakfast. However, I do like protein cereals. Don't get me wrong, I like regular cereals too. So sometimes what I'll do is like I'll mix a regular cereal with a protein cereal. Like there's this one fire cereal. It's the Tim Hortons like apple fritter. Oh my God, that's like one of my favorite cereals ever. So I'll mix that with like my Vector protein cereal. So there's two types. There's one that's like this like cinnamon crunch one, a Vector cereal. It's 10 grams of protein, just the actual cereal itself without any milk. So this is the better option because the other one is like this Vector Kellogg's one that I'm showing you in this clip. And it's about like 6 grams of protein without any milk. And then when you add milk, it goes to like 13 grams, which isn't bad. But obviously, if you want to look for the higher protein option, I would go for the Vector one with that's already 10 grams. Because then when you add your milk, whether it's whole milk, whether it's skim milk, whatever, I personally don't drink like much dairy. So I am using this like protein milk, this cashew and almond protein milk. Yeah, it has 8 grams of protein. So I usually use like a cup and a half of that, roughly around 10 grams. So this cereal meal can be almost a 20-gram of protein meal. Sometimes if I really just want more protein, what I'll do is like sprinkle in some like powdered peanut butter for a little bit extra. And then I usually always eat like a snack on the side with this when I'm eating my cereal. So like it kind of balances out, but it's definitely like lower protein than some of the other meals that I mentioned. Now, if you do have a sweet tooth, I do recommend trying out protein pancakes. So I know Kodiak has their protein pancakes, but the ones that I have tried are from this brand called Fleur, and they sell them in Costco. However, I have seen them in like Loblaws and Food Basics, that type of stuff, Super Center. And they have different flavors. They have like chocolate, birthday cake, cinnamon, something like that. So I've only tried the original one and I do like it. I do think that these pancakes are pretty good. They're definitely not as fluffy or like as like moist as other like regular pancakes. However, it's 23 grams of protein per half a cup of mix, which creates around 2 to 3 pancakes, like big ones. But because I'm not really a sweet person, I find that I always leave the last pancake. Like I just don't eat it. So for me, yes, it's 23 grams of protein. However, I'm just not eating it because I don't like sweets. But if you have a sweet tooth, then this is a perfect way to get in your protein. So yeah, those are a couple little breakfast options. Obviously, like the staples of like eggs, meat, cheese, whatever, like those staples will take you far. You can obviously put like yogurt bowls and stuff, but I prefer to eat those as snacks, which I'll get into later. But these are sort of like some of the staples that I rotate around. Even with my egg dishes, like I'll eat eggs in many different forms. Like sometimes I'll eat 2 eggs with like some bread on the side and some bacon. Roughly though, these are just some ideas of things that you can eat for breakfast. Now I'm going to keep lunch and dinner very simple because essentially there's a very basic principle that I follow here. I want to get, like I said, 35 to 45 grams of protein in my lunch and in my dinner. And essentially you can get majority of this protein from an actual protein, like animal protein source. What I have realized over the years of like eating a bunch of different meat is that if you take about 150 to like 140 to 150 grams of all of the protein sources that I'm about to list, you will get 35 grams roughly of protein, which is actually interesting because I didn't realize that they were basically all the same, like the same weight of meat, even if it's different types of meat, gives you the basically the same amount of protein. So some of the protein sources that I always eat: chicken, beef, lamb, fish. For fish, I'm typically go with like salmon or tuna. However, I like all fish. I'll literally eat any fish. Pork, shrimp, any type of like seafood things. So I made a little list here. You can see that roughly 150 grams of each of these things will give you 35 grams of protein. If you want to eat more protein than that, like if you want to double your intake, then just eat double. So for example, instead of 1 chicken breast that's around 150 grams, eat 2. This is the perfect principle because all you really have to do is select one of these options. So for example, I'm going to select a chicken breast, okay? Then I just have to choose a side. So here's my list of sides that I usually eat with. Here on the list, I have like rice, pasta, potatoes, vegetables, whatever. Select a couple sides. So usually I'll select a carb. If I'm eating chicken breast, maybe I want to eat it with rice. I'm going to make chicken and rice, and then I'm going to also have some vegetables on the side. Maybe some cucumbers, some tomatoes, whatever. Maybe I'll make like a little like shawarma style chicken and rice. Whatever combination you want works for you, as long as you just have that main protein source. And depending on what you pair it with, you can actually get even more protein. So I didn't even realize that like pasta has a lot of protein. Let's say I want to make shrimp pasta. I'm going to have my 13 pieces of like big shrimps. Then I'm gonna add my pasta. That pasta can be around like 10 to 15 grams of protein depending on how much you eat. And if you want even more protein, you can get a lentil pasta. It doesn't taste as good, but if you want more protein, you can get it from there. And then when you factor in other things like the sauce that you might make, or whatever kind of like little sides you're having with your dish, you can easily get a meal that's 35 to 45 grams of protein, even more, for your lunch and dinner. So I'm going to show you guys a couple examples of like what I kind of eat in my lunch and dinner, and it's kind of just following this basic rule that you just have to pick a protein source and then you pick your sides and you got your thing. Okay guys, I'm testing out a new recipe. Ooh, we have some rice cooking here. I need to lower that. I'm about to cut up my chicken breast, and then I'm gonna make a really interesting sauce, blending these things together because I was supposed to use parsley, but I don't have it. But we move, we'll figure it out. We have our chicken cooking, looking so good. I gave up to make the sauce because honestly, I just don't want to wash all those dishes. So I bought this instead. It's not bad. The macros are okay, and it tastes pretty good. I got it from No Frills, but they have like similar ones in Walmart. Here is the final product. Oh my god, it looks so fucking good. I can't wait to eat. Now onto my favorite part, snacks. I feel like snacks are underrated. I'm not a big snacker. Like, I don't eat throughout the day that much because, like, I don't know, I kind of just want to eat my meals and I'm just busy. I don't have time. I came across a couple really good high protein snacks, and then obviously like my daily protein shake. So I'm going to start with the daily protein shake. So in this section of snacks, I need to fill about 55 grams of protein. Usually what I do to fill that is I drink a shake. So essentially I have my protein shake. Just the protein itself is 25 grams. Okay. Then I add powdered peanut butter. So I bought this PB2 thing, which I'll insert a clip here and explain a little bit about it. Then we have this PB Fit peanut butter powder. So basically it's 7 grams for 2 tablespoons. And it's just a good way to like get some extra protein in. Here are the macros if you want to see. It's like peanut butter but like with no fat. And you can actually just mix this with like milk or water. I mix it with protein milk, and then literally there you go. You can like make peanut butter. Me putting this peanut butter in here actually adds an additional 7 grams of protein. So 25 plus 7, we're at 32 grams of protein right now, okay? Then I add my milk. I use, once again, the milk that I was kind of using for my cereal. I use this protein milk, and I use a cup and a half. So I'm at about 11 grams of protein. So now we're at 43 grams of protein for this shake. Then I didn't know that collagen, well, I mean, it makes sense because collagen is made from animals. Collagen has good protein. So I recently bought this collagen supplement that I can use to like, just improve my skin, the elasticity, like my joints, all of that stuff. But it has protein in it. So a little tiny scoop of collagen has 5 grams of protein. And if you really wanted to, you could just add 2. There you go, an additional 10 grams. I use 5 grams. I usually mix it in with my protein shake, or like first thing in the morning, I'll drink it with my tea. The shake ends up being around 47 grams of protein, which is crazy. And that fills up almost that entire 55 gram section. So now in terms of some protein snacks. So recently I went to Costco and I came across literally the best option. There is this Kirkland pack of nuts. There's 30 packages, 10 of each. There's roasted peanuts, there are roasted cashews, and roasted almonds. And it's about $23 for the pack of 30, which is not bad at all. That's less than $1 each. And if you're eating one of these a day, that will last you the entire month, like $23 a month for eating 30 snacks. Like, I think that's good. And especially with how expensive nuts are, like, this is a good deal. The cashews are 8 grams of protein for this pack with 250 calories. So also a good thing if you're bulking, like easy way to get calories in. The almonds are 9 grams of protein, and then the peanuts are 11 grams of protein. And they're all roughly like 250 calories. Literally such a game changer. Like, you need an extra 10 grams of protein. You just eat one of these packs, and like it's kind of like satiating too because it's nuts. And there you go. You have your protein and it's done. Next, when I'm kind of in a rush or like on the days that I don't have a protein shake, I will usually just drink a Boost. And Boost I love because it actually tastes really fucking good. And second, it's in a really, really easy 15 grams of protein. Like, I will chug that in like 4 sips, and I'm like, okay, I just got 15 grams of protein. I just got 26 vitamins and minerals, and it tasted good. I just buy like those big like 30 packs from Costco. Once again, like it's roughly around like 30-ish dollars. And I don't go through an entire pack a month. I go through maybe half of it in the month because I usually just opt for drinking a protein shake. It's such a good easy way to get protein. And if you're really down and you really need to get like, extra 10-15 grams, boost. All right, my new like latest like kind of not obsession, but like something that I've really been enjoying is yogurt bowls. And I feel like I've stayed away from yogurt for so long because like dairy, and I'm like, oh, dairy like makes my stomach hurt, makes me break out and stuff. However, I found this yogurt at Walmart that is this like vanilla, like fat-free vanilla. There's no lactose, and it's 15 grams of protein for 3/4 of a cup, which is really good. Like 3/4 of a cup is not that crazy. And essentially what I do is I mix this with fruits. So I have like just frozen berries that I put in with this yogurt bowl. And then I also add like oats or like granola. So I have two different granola options that I really like that are both pretty high in protein. The first one, which tastes better, is this Quaker granola. It is 6 grams of protein per half a cup, which is not bad at all. Honestly, it tastes really good. It's like a maple flavor. The second one I don't currently have on hand, so I'm going to just put a picture and explain. It's the Nature Valley one, and it's 11 grams of protein for half a cup. So it is more protein. You are getting 5 extra grams. It doesn't taste as good, but like at the end of the day, if you don't really care too much about that, then I would definitely go for the Nature Valley one. If you mix the 15 grams of protein plus like 6 to 11 grams of additional protein from the oats, like that's already a really high protein snack. And then what you can also do is like, if you want more, add some peanut butter in there, add some other nut butters in there, like just to make it a little bit of a higher protein meal. All right, couple more snacks. So don't have any currently on me, but you can buy edamame from anywhere, like grocery store, Costco sells like big packages, whatever. I never knew how much protein is in edamame. Like for a fucking cup of edamame, 10 grams of protein. When I go to a restaurant and they have edamame in front of me, I can fucking eat like 100 of those little pieces. You know what I mean? You can basically like cook them and like, make a little like garlic concoction to go with it. Or you could just snack on them raw like that, salted, whatever. I was about to end this video and then I almost forgot about the freaking best protein snack. You guys might think I'm weird. Literally, I buy these slices. They're like the Schneider's deli slices, oven roasted turkey, oven roasted chicken. 3 slices is 11 grams of protein. I literally wrap them up into like a little fucking roll and just eat them like that. Or like, sometimes like I said, when my breakfast isn't as large, like if I'm having cereal or something, I'm eating these there. Easy way to get protein. It's literally just chicken or turkey, and there you go. You're getting in 10 grams of protein, 11 grams of protein in like a couple bites. Yeah, that is a sleeper snack. And I'm literally rebuying these so often. I think they come like, I don't know how many slices come in a pack, but because I eat like 3 a day, I'm literally like their number one customer. I've been purchasing this shit for years. It is one of my favorite like high protein options. They have a version of shaved slices. However, you have to eat more. You have to eat like 5 slices to get the same amount of protein. So I always go for the like just the roasted and sliced versions because those ones are 3 slices for 11 grams of protein. Perfect. So that is essentially it. Like, I don't want to overcomplicate this topic because it really doesn't need to be that complicated. Like, you can honestly eat whatever you want, and like as long as it kind of fits into your protein, or you can eat extremely, extremely healthy. Once again, keeping your protein in mind. There are so many snacks that you can substitute in here, protein bars, like other little things, whatever. However, I'm just giving you like the very generic basics of like if you're just eating whole foods, other than obviously like making your protein like smoothie or protein shake. I do feel like you should get the majority of your protein from whole food options and not from like shakes and meal replacement stuff. Protein is really important. I feel like when we really take a look at our like progress in the gym, a lot of it is just not seen because we're just genuinely not having enough protein. So if you can go in and just increase your protein intake, even if you're just eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, I definitely feel like you'll see so many changes and just in overall strength and in overall composition of what your body looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. It's a little bit different from some of the things that I film, and that's because I've been wanting to film like more fitness stuff for a long time because that's something that consumes a huge portion of my life. But I don't know, I just sometimes I feel like an imposter in the space because I maybe don't look as good as other like people who do create like fitness content. However, I feel like I have a lot of knowledge. I've been doing this since 2017, and I've learned so much throughout the years, and I have completely like transformed my body in so many ways. Maybe I'll do some more stuff like that, but definitely I really hope this video helped you out today. And if you have any like cool high protein tips or high protein recipes and things that you want to share with me, comment them down below, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.